One of the nice new features in iOS 5 is the built-in Twitter support. In this tutorial, I will show you how to present the user with a tweet compose dialog, and that's basically it. So we'll start off by using the TWTweetComposeViewController class, and we have just a very few, just a small list of methods. First of all, we're going to check if the user can send a tweet. Then we can set the initial text of the tweet, add an image or multiple images, add multiple URLs, or we can remove them. And that's basically it. And I'll show you how to do this. First of all, create a new Xcode project. And I have a nib set up here with a button for presenting the tweet compose dialog, and I've hooked its touch up inside to the compose tweet method within my view controller class. And within compose tweet, we're gonna write some code first, or before we can start writing code. You have to include the Twitter framework. You have to import the Twitter framework to your .h file, and if your application is meant to support anything less than iOS 5 as well as iOS 5, you're going to just have to make sure to do some optional linking of the Twitter framework, and then also before you try to use the TWTweetViewController class, you have to first ensure that it actually exists, and it won't exist on anything less than iOS 5. So let's go ahead and start writing some code. So within compose tweet, we're going to write an if statement first. Like I showed you earlier, it's the TWTweetComposeViewController class, and we have to do can send tweet. And so if they can send a tweet, then we go ahead and present a view controller. And it's just like any other view controller. You have to allocate and initialize it, and then we're going to pass in those text parameters and whatnot, put in a URL, and then we will open it, and then we'll have to remember to release our view controller object in the end. So I'll just call this tweet VC, and then I'll allocate and initialize it. The next line, we can go ahead and set the initial text. This tweet is coming from a new tutorial of mine. Be sure to check it out. Okay. And you can, of course, add a URL, which you would have to pass in an init URL object, or you can add an image. You would have to pass in a UI image object. I'll just add a URL for the tutorial purposes. And we'll do URL with string, and I'll just, like, as an example, use my blog. And just like that, we can then, since we're within a view controller class, we can do self present model view controller. It's a tweet VC, animated, yes, and then we're going to have to release our tweet VC object, just so we don't have any memory leaks. And just like that, we should be ready to go. Make sure that you're running within the iOS 5 simulator. I'm going to build and run that. And when I press on the button, once the application starts running, there we go. Once I press on this compose tweet button, it's going to present me with this tweet dialog. And it says this tweet is coming from a new tutorial of mine. Be sure to check it out. And so we can, as a user, we have the option to put in a location. If you had images attached to the tweet, you would see them right here. But otherwise, if I just press send, I can go into my Twitter and it says this tweet's coming from a new tutorial of mine, be sure to check it out, and then it has my link in there. So just like that, we have displayed a tweet dialog to the user, and that's it. Be sure to check out my other tutorials. Thanks.